to make that speech. All right, Jaden? Call the meeting to order. Go ahead, call the meeting to order. Like to call the meeting to order.
I'd like to call the meeting to order.
And would you like one of your family members to lead us off in the Pledge of Allegiance? Who would you like us to do that?
Grandma, grandpa,
Dad?
Points.
Dad, can you lead us off in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
To
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jill or Carol. Okay. Jeff, can you tell Carol to bring the stuff in off my table? All right, we are going to do the invocation. So you're going to invite Pastor DeArmond up to the podium. And she's going to do the invocation.
Let us pray. Lord God, this past month has been so difficult. We think about the natural disasters, earthquake, hurricanes. Some of us have people in Texas, some of us know folks, of course, in Florida. We know people in Puerto Rico and the islands, and we are troubled by what we have seen, and we are troubled by our helplessness. And now the shooting in Las Vegas leaves us reeling and grieved. I ask that you would surround the grieving and the suffering and those who are trying to rebuild communities and lives. Surround them with those who would be helpful and compassionate and equipped, that folks who are as much your children as we are would be able to put hope back in their hearts and would be able to gather themselves together. And yet, in the midst of such troubling times, we here in Riverhead, we have some small piece of work that we are able to do, because in this very place today, decisions will be made, choices will be made, conversations will be had that will make a difference, that will have an impact on the folks here in Riverhead. I pray that we will proceed with wisdom, with knowledge and compassion, that justice, that righteousness, and that peace might prevail this day in this place with your help. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Pastor DeArmond from Riverhead United Methodist Church, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to go up and we're going to present the awards and proclamations. We're going to do that to Anton and Phyllis DiMartino. So why don't we follow you up to the front? We'll just put them on the table
Well,
then.
that way, how nice is for you here, Sean? Or did you want this down there too?
Yeah, I'll do that down there too. Jody, I'm going to give you the
Next door, you know what?
breast cancer one. So before we get started, I'll do a brief announcement here. Tomorrow, Wednesday, October 4th, is Coffee with a Cop, and this is a neighborhood conversation with the police department. And Riverhead Town Police Department is hosting Coffee with a Cop at, looks like 4 different locations. Oops, I'm sorry. Well, let's give you one. Duffy's Deli in Main Road in Jamesport, McDonald's in Riverhead, on Old Country Road, Express Deli and Cafe in Wading River, in Riverhead, and Wading River Deli in Wading River. Did I miss any of them across?
You can't tell me they're not meeting at Dunkin' Donuts, really?
Spoken from a former police officer. So coffee with a cop tomorrow, and if anybody wants to go, I think that's a wonderful opportunity for the community. So I want to announce, this is Jaden Hansen. This is our supervisor for the day. And Jaden is a fifth grade, is in fifth grade at Pulaski Street Elementary School. And she had there was well, it wasn't really a contest. You read 5 books in the summer over the summer reading program. And we drew her name out of a hat. And so she's a supervisor of the day. So if the board gets out of line here, Jaden, you know what to do. You got the gavel. No, kidding. We never do that. But and I never used the gavel. You used the gavel very well today. But we had a wonderful day today, and so Jaden got to do a couple of things. Go to the police department, met a lot of the town employees. As always, she drove her front end loader. That was kind of cool. She went to the animal shelter and met a Chihuahua. What was the Chihuahua's name? Bugsy the Chihuahua. So she had a good day, and in recognition of that, we have a proclamation of appreciation from myself and the town board that acknowledge all the students of Riverhead that got involved with the summer reading program. And we're giving you this proclamation to express our sincere thank you for participating in the program and coming out to be our our student supervisor of the day. So we're going to give that to you. Mom and Dad, why don't you come on up? Mom, excuse me. Grandma, Grandpa, Dad, why don't you come on up? Mom's working. And we'll get some pictures. You stand in the center.
Good star.
That's right. We're just the stage hands
Get
here.
hold this a little high because the table's gonna block it. There
Diane,
you
you
go.
want to get in the picture?
Okay.
Diane, come on.
Yeah, come on over here.
Gotta get on the.
Come on over here. There you go.
Yeah, I gotta fade out. I'm not really the supervisor here. So. Oh, that was yesterday. Okay. All right, Jaden, thank you. Don't go anywhere. You're not done. No, the grandparents and parents are done. All right. So
Congratulations.
now do we have the dog? Do you want to bring the dog in? I think we have the dog. So I'll
Here,
take this.
I'll
Give
give
this to
this,
your
I'll
parents.
give this to your father.
So today you went to the Riverhead Animal Shelter, right? And I don't know, in all the petting and looking at the dogs, I don't know if you remember, I said we bring one of the dogs in every afternoon town board meeting, and so we have one here to be adopted. So this is one of the dogs you met at the animal shelter.
This is Roxy. Roxy actually came into the shelter, I will say, very fearful, very nervous. She lived with a senior couple, mother and daughter.
Do you want to go see her?
You can say hi to Roxy, it's okay. She basically was very nervous because all she did was she saw mom and grandma basically. Since she's been at the shelter, we've worked on socializing her, which she's gotten much, much better. She needs to be an only dog. She's been at the shelter for 2 years because she's black and she looks like a pit bull, which is very sad. Once she's shy, you can see she's not going up to anybody and wagging. Once she knows you and that she trusts that you're not going to hurt her, she's super loving and super sweet. It sounds totally the opposite of what you see right now. She actually just went on a sleepover party with 20 people, and they put a plate of spaghetti on the bed in front of her, and she didn't touch it. She's so respectful. She's just an amazing girl, but when she first meets people, she's just a little shy. So I always say, you know what, every once in a while, every one of us gets a little shy. It's not a bad thing. Okay, overall though, she's a really loving girl. She's been, like I said, at the shelter for 2 years. She's about 8 years old now. The reason why she was given up was the mom passed away and the daughter moved to Riverhead, and she bought a home in one of the trailer parks, and someone saw her and they said that she looks too much like a pit bull and she's too black and she's scary, you have to give her up. So that's how she ended up with us.
All right, so I'm issuing a challenge because today when at the animal shelter, I asked how many dogs have we actually adopted out doing this. and it's only 1 or 2 dogs, so, you know, we really, folks, we gotta step up our game here in Riverhead. We bring the dogs out almost once a month, every afternoon meeting, and we've been doing this several years now, to only adopt 1 or 2 dogs out's not really
Yeah.
good. So, I think there's an owner for this dog in the audience here or in the larger audience at home. So maybe somebody would come contact the
What
animal
breed is it?
shelter.
It's not a pit bull.
She's predominantly Labrador, but there is definitely some terrier in her. It really only takes her seeing you maybe about 2 or 3 times. The people that she lived with, older women, they didn't take her for walks, so she was in the house or she was in the backyard, and that's added into her being so shy. She's fine when she's with, like right now, she's leaning against me, she's comfortable. She's not done anything negative at the shelter, you know, she's been for walks with many volunteers. Once, again, she gets to know the volunteers, she's definitely a favorite. She's not a high-maintenance girl, you know, you don't need to walk her for 45 minutes every single day, a 10, 15-minute walk, and she's good to sit on the couch with you if you want a TV partner. She's really super sweet. Somewhere in her past, somebody wasn't nice to her, and that's plain and simple the reason why she's so shy. But other than that, she loves you. Once she loves you, she loves you. She's a great, great girl.
She good with other dogs?
She's not, and that's the part of the reason why she's been there for as long as she is, because most people that do rescue or adopt tend to have other pets.
I lost my service dog, that's why I was asking about it.
Yeah.
So you have no dog now?
No, my service dog passed away.
Well, why don't
She
you
is-
bring Roxy over that
she
way?
is amazing. I mean, I could actually seriously give you more information, hook you up with some of the volunteers that we have so that you're not getting one person's point of view, but she is an awesome dog. She really is. She just needs to be given a second chance, and that's what the shelter is all about, giving them second
I only
chances.
take rescues, I don't take an older dogs. I don't take puppies, because everybody wants a puppy, I'd
Yeah.
rather have an old dog.
Yeah.
She's available for sleepovers?
She could, yes. She could definitely, you just would fill out a foster form,
Oh, no, you have to sleep at the shelter now.
Good luck getting your bed in the kennel. But she is super, super sweet. You could actually foster her, give yourself a chance to get to know her a little bit. She's just shy. She's super sweet though. Once she realizes that you're gonna be sweet to her, she gets all wiggly and waggy. And she's really a lovely dog.
Oh, maybe we could,
She's amazing. She's just such an amazing girl. She really
Have a
is.
new owner. I didn't come here for this.
How do you know that?
Everything happens for a reason.
Yes. You know what?
Yes.
You might have a home here.
Do you have a question?
I will.
I don't know if Gabby recognizes this, but about 5 years ago, we adopted from Southwold, I know you work hand in hand with.
Yes.
I don't know when you done it. We adopted Tank, right? His name was not Tank then. But he was a American Bulldog who had a bad experience.
Yep.
You knew Red Sugar.
Yes, I know.
Well, Tank has been the best thing that's ever happened to us. He now is a black dog, he thinks he's a Pekingese, he weighs 98 pounds. He is the happiest, healthiest dog in the world, and this shelter does fantastic work, so please. Again, he's not dog friendly either, so I could not say what else you want. There's so good.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that testimony.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have Phil Donahue who is trying to hold the microphone.
I will.
All right, why don't you go meet outside over there? All right, thank you. All right.
It's been a while since you've been sitting at home watching TV with
Yes.
Bill Donahue comment.
Phyllis and Anton.
Yes.
Phyllis and Anton, why don't you guys come on up? Phyllis and Anton DiMartino, North Fork Breast Health Coalition. That doesn't say more than that.
Yeah, come on, hey, yes, sit on the.
Hi. How are you? Good to see you again.
Doing a great job.
Good to see you again.
Mr. President.
Good. Good. So, Okay, so we are here to acknowledge, because October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Carol Scafani did not disappoint, because this lady does the best proclamations, and she does hundreds of them a year, but this one happens to be pink. So she is always stepping up and just really putting it out there as to what we're honoring here today. And I'm just going to read it. It says, whereas it is both fitting and proper that the town board and all citizens of the town of Riverhead join the North Fork Breast Health Coalition in raising breast cancer awareness. And whereas North Fork Breast Health Coalition is a not-for-profit organization consisting of a group of concerned citizens working in conjunction with other community resources committed to finding an answer to the high incidence of breast cancer in our area, and who are dedicated to encourage and assist in the prevention, early intervention, and cure of breast cancer through advocacy, awareness, networking, and research. Whereas breast cancer is the most commonly recognized cancer among American women, every woman is at risk for breast cancer, even if she has no family history or other risk factors of the disease. The American Cancer Society estimates that in 2017 there will be 252,710 new cases of invasive breast cancer diagnosed in women in the United States. Whereas October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, an annual campaign to raise awareness of breast cancer risks, the value of screening and early detection, and treatment options available to women and men who are diagnosed with one of the many forms of breast cancer. Whereas during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we urge all residents to learn the facts about breast cancer, to talk to their healthcare providers about clinical examinations and mammograms, and to learn about the prevention and treatment of breast cancer. And let it be known that the town of Riverhead salutes the women and men who dedicate themselves to the prevention, detection, and treatment of breast cancer. We support every individual and every family struggling with breast cancer, and we pause to remember those we have lost. Now furthermore, we join North Fork Breast Health Coalition in support of the researchers, healthcare providers, and advocates as we work toward a tomorrow where we are without the burden of cancer. Therefore be it proclaimed that Sean Walters, Supervisor of the Town of Riverhead, does hereby proclaim the month of October as National Breast Awareness Month. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We pay tribute to the families, friends, professionals, and communities who lend their strength to fighting breast cancer. May their courage and commitment continue to move us toward new cures, healthier outcomes, and a brighter future for all. And it's proclaimed this third day of October 2017, signed by the Supervisor, acknowledged by all the town board members, and we want to thank you for everything you do.
Thank you for your support.
Jane, one more picture.
Beautiful.
The North Fork Breast Health Coalition, just want to turn that around, has a walk every year the last Sunday in September to kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I think there were 200 ladies out there this year, and ladies and men, and dogs, and you can bring your dogs, you can bring your kids, you can bring your husbands, wives, and it really is, there's great giveaways, and it's just really a time to make everybody aware of the fact that October is the month that you gotta go get yourselves checked, because early prevention is key. So, thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank the whole board here, and the town of Riverhead. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. My daughter, my wife, and this is Ramon.
All right. I thought, thank you.
Well, I give her a station first. You there?
Yeah, we gotta go online.
Gotta go online. With her.
Thought it was just me.
All right.
You know me.
You don't have to turn on the red light.
So, moving right along, you're gonna ask for approval of the minutes. Just say that, I have approval of the minutes.
Can I have approval of the minutes?
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for September 6th, 19th of 2017, and a special town board meeting of September 14th and the 21st, 2017. So move.
I'll second.
Now you say moved and seconded, vote please. Say that, moved and seconded, vote please.
Moved and seconded,
My glasses.
vote.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten. Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
I should say Hanson, yes.
Hanson. The minutes are approved.
Just ask the town clerk to tell us about the reports. the town clerk to read the reports. She's the town clerk.
I'll read the reports. Well, first I want to deliver the tentative 2018 budget formally to the town board. So there it is. And-
Jane, you did a great job on that budget.
You did.
And under reports, the town clerk, September 2017 monthly report is $12,643.10. The building department September monthly report is $67,281.50. Under fire district budgets, the Manorville, Jamesport, Riverhead, and Wading River Fire Districts all submitted their 2018 proposed budgets. Under applications, we have a procession, these are all parade assembly permits. Procession from St. John Evangelist Church to St. Isidore's Church, October 13th. St. John the Baptist Parish in Wading River is having a Rosary for Life, and that's October 14th. Iglesia Pentecostal Familia de Deos is having a procession from McDermott Avenue to 400 West Main Street, and that's October 15th. And then the Riverhead Clergy Council is having a Riverhead Crop Walk through downtown Riverhead on October 15th.
All right.
And that's it.
You want to ask the town board if they have any other reports? Or, no, you don't want to ask them? I feel the same way, actually. Go ahead, ask them if they have any reports. Do you have any reports?
Do you have any reports?
Well, I can tell you that this Sunday, once again, looks to be fairly good weather, is the Riverhead Country Fair for the last 43 years. But we have a great bunch of people working with the town, with Townscape. It's going to be a wonderful day. Please come down, enjoy it. There'll be plenty of chowder and rides for the kids and agricultural, and just a lot of vendors. Everybody knows what the Riverhead Country Fair is, but it's going to be a great day Sunday. So please come down and just enjoy the day and come over and listen to music.
And the weather's gonna be great.
Weather's going to be good. If not, bring an umbrella.
Any other
I have
reports?
nothing.
Yeah, I would just like to remind everybody and tell everybody to go to the Town of Riverhead website, to the Business Improvement District website. They have a whole weekend of festivities planned, the weekend of Halloween weekend, starting on Friday night with shows, and then Saturday trick-or-treating, and then Sunday coffin races up and down Griffin Avenue, and it's really expected to be a great weekend that the Business Improvement District is putting together. So please look at the schedule and come down and join the festivities and support the local businesses.
Who races a coffin?
Yeah, who
Seems
would-
silly, right?
I mean, it sounds like fun, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nothing I would want to race to.
All right, are there any other reports? All right, so you're gonna bang the gavel and you're gonna open the public hearing and you're gonna read, you wanna read that or you want me to read that? Me read it? Okay, so you bang the gavel. 2:05, the first public hearing was scheduled for 2:05. It is now 2:23, and we're going to open a public hearing for a consideration of a petition to construct a lateral water main extension to provide water service to the proposed Peconic Care Research Recovery Rehabilitation Center to be located at Janway, Calverton, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 0600-135-1, Lot 7.56. And do we have somebody represented from the Water District to briefly present this project? John? Mr. John Collins. That's Mr. John Collins. He's coming up.
Good afternoon. Hello. As Sean just mentioned, it's the petition to extend the water main to service the Peconic Care Center located on Janway in the former Grumman site. The property itself is located at the terminus of Janway. The total anticipated water demand for the project, domestic water demand, is approximately 17,000 gallons per day. The total anticipated irrigation demand will be zero, because the Riverhead Water District does not propose to allow them to hook their irrigation up to public water. Looking at the property, it's been classified as a type 2 action as per SECRA, as it is extension of utility to serve approved subdivision, provided that the property has gone through the correct environmental impact statements. Okay, to service the property, the developer is gonna have to required to install at his own costs 7,200 feet of water main, the appropriate hydrants. Water main is gonna loop through the subdivision connecting to Janway and River Road. The loop is necessary to maintain or provide them with adequate fire flow. And in order to do this, it's gonna cost the developer approximately $1.6 million just to install the water main. Along with other costs associated with the project are the key money fees. Key money fees are estimated at $156,000 right now. And in addition to the water main, the required water main extension, the property, the district needs to continue to site new sources in the high zone. We've been preliminary in discussions, and we have a preliminary agreement with the Suffolk County Water Authority to help us service that property. We are also in talks with the DEC about the well 11 issues.
And possibly cranking up well 12, but we didn't get there yet.
11 first.
All right. Jaden, did you want to hear any more information from them, or should we open it up to the public? Are we done with them? We're done with you guys? Would the public like to be heard on this, or the applicant? All right. No.
Can I ask a question? You
course.
said you had an agreement with Suffolk County Water Authority to service this property?
Pending.
Can you?
No,
We
not
get
to
water
service the
from them.
property, so to speak, but
We have
to
a-
supplement the Riverhead Water District during peak demand periods on
We have that
the
anyway.
We've had that
westerly boundary of the.
So that's on the Oakwood, the
It's
water
on,
that comes over?
it's on Middle Country Road. It's proposed. They do maintain two existing ones at Maroki Trail, which is in Wading River, and
Yep. That's town of Brookhaven, right? Maroki
Dogwood,
Trail?
which is in Wading River, and Maroki
Yeah,
Trail,
I
which
know
is,
that one.
yes.
Okay. I'd like to see that agreement.
So would we. It's pending.
Our
Slow.
draft that went back to them, I'd like to see that.
All right. Does anybody else wish to be heard?
Thank you.
Anybody else on the board? No? All right, we'll close the public comment portion, leave it open for written comment. We do that for 10 days, so we'll leave it open to Friday the 13th. That's a bad luck day. Friday the 13th, 4:30 in the town clerk's office. So from here, Jaden, we do resolutions. So Councilman Dunleavy has all the resolutions printed, but we have them on the computer here. So we're going to ask for public comment on the resolutions. And these numbered here are all the resolutions. We only have the print sheet, but these are the resolutions that we're going to eventually call. But we have actual copies of them. So does anybody wish to be heard on resolutions?
Sal, you're sitting.
Nice.
All right, so
Wow.
you want to
Good job,
start, you want to
Diane.
start voting on the resolutions?
Good day.
Get started? All right, Jaden would like to get started on voting on the resolutions, Diane.
Okay,
So
so,
every time Diane's gonna, the council people are gonna call the resolution, it'll be moved and seconded, and you should say moved and seconded, vote please. I'll tell you when. All right, I'll tell you when. Go ahead,
Resolution 744.
2016 year-end budget adjustments. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 745.
It's the Highway Fund 2016 year-end budget adjustment. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 746.
Parking Fund, 2016 year-end budget adjustment. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 747.
Recreation Fund 2016 year-end budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 748.
Police equipment budget adjustment, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 749.
2017 hockey rink new surface budget adoption, so moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 750.
Riverhead Highway Department budget adjustment, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Giglio.
Okay, yes.
Wooten.
I already said yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 751.
2016 EPCAL Playground Improvement Capital Project Number 70162, closure, so moved. And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 752.
Accept security from Braxmore Riverhead Development LLC, the Shops at Riverhead Foundation, addendum, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 753.
You make it look so easy.
It authorizes the town clerk to publish and post a notice for public hearing regarding us, or the U.S. HUD Community Development Block Grant, CDBG 2018 funds. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 754.
Authorizes the town supervisor to execute deduct change order number 1 for highway metal storage building, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, oh, sorry.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 755.
Awards bid for streetlight and traffic signal maintenance parts, so moved. And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes. Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 756.
Appoints Be Ready, Fishbin, Hatter, and Donovan LLP as special counsel in the matter of Riverhead Highway Department, New York, State Highway Law, Section 189, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
No.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
No.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
No.
Resolution is not approved. Resolution 757.
This ratifies the appointment of an intern to the police department. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 758.
Appoints a temporary part-time principal accountant, so moved.
Seconded.
Good. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Oh, boy. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Don't know about that.
Resolution adopted.
I understand.
They're doing the computer.
Resolution 759.
Appoints call-in clerks to the Recreation and Senior Department, so moved. And seconded.
Moved and seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 760.
Authorize attendance at 12th Annual New York State Association of Municipal Purchasing Officials, NYSA MPO, Long Island Region Conference and Trade Show. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, it's gonna be held in Riverhead, so it's not gonna cost us much money.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 761.
This extends the contract non-protunct for Young's Avenue landfill post-closure inspections, testing, and reporting activities. So moved.
Second.
Moved and
Seconded.
Seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 762.
Approves the Chapter 255 application of Alzheimer's Disease Resource Center Incorporated for the 6th Annual East End Walk for Alzheimer's and Country Western Fall Festival, Saturday, October 14th, 2017, and that's at Spirit's Promise. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 763.
Approves the Chapter 255 application of East End Rowing Institute Limited, Snowflake Regatta, Sunday, November 5th, 2017. So moved.
And seconded.
Move. Sorry.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 764.
Approves the Chapter 255 application of Costco Wholesale Store Number 785, retail sale of Christmas trees to warehouse members. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 765.
This authorizes the town of Riverhead to direct Gonzalo Carrera to remove all the litter, garbage, refuge, rubbish, yard waste, weeds, noxious plants, grass, and/or rank vegetation in excess of 10 inches in height upon the premises known as 56 Northwoods Road in Calverton, New York, also known as Suffolk County Tax Map number 80-2-3.20, pursuant to Riverhead Town Code, Chapter 251. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 766.
Assumes lead agency, determination of significance pursuant to SECRA, and adopts a local law to amend Chapter 301 entitled Zoning and Land Development of the Code of the Town of Riverhead.
We've already
Oh,
adopted
yeah,
this.
this is-
This
yeah.
is the one that was
Yeah,
adopted.
this
This
got-
got in by,
Yeah.
should be withdrawn.
And I'm requesting that this resolution number 766 be withdrawn.
Section.
So moved.
Seconded.
You're gonna say moved and seconded to vote, please, to withdraw the resolution. Moved and seconded, vote to withdraw the resolution.
Moved and seconded, vote
To withdraw
to withdraw
the resolution.
the resolution.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yeah, that's right.
Well, since I've been bugging Bob about this resolution for months and months, and then we adopted it at the last town board meeting, and he wanted to make extra special sure that it was really adopted and better than ending up for this meeting. Thank you, Bob, for all your hard work on that. I appreciate it. And Jeff Murphy also, he's out there, yep. And,
Thank you.
and also the other, Jeff Seaman. So I vote yes to withdraw, because it was already adopted.
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes, withdraw.
Walter.
Yes.
The resolution is withdrawn. Resolution 767.
Awards bid for charter bus service for Recreation Department programs, charter coach transportation. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 768.
Designation of town landmark pursuant to Chapter 241 of the Riverhead Town Code, Second Street Firehouse. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
As liaison to Landmarks Preservation, I'd like to thank the Landmarks Preservation Committee for working so hard on the National District, both on Main Street and downtown, and then also all the way back to the tracks. We have several significant historic structures within that area, and they put a lot of hard work into it. And this is one of many that we're about to adopt today, deeming them landmarks in a National Historic District, which is pretty amazing, because people come from all over to look at these structures and look at these quaint downtowns. So I want to thank them for that. And I will vote yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
All that and more, yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 769.
769, designation of a town landmark pursuant to Chapter 241 of the Riverhead Town Code, the Elks Lodge. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 770.
Designation of town landmark pursuant to chapter 241 of the Riverhead Town Code. This is the J. Victor Wilson Barn. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved in second. Sorry, Joe.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
And this is actually one of the members of the committee. This is a structure that's on his property, Cliff Baldwin. So, yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 771.
Designation of town landmark pursuant to Chapter 241 of the Riverhead Town Code, the Yellow Barn. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 772.
Pay the bills. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
We got one from.
One over.
And we have one off the floor, that's right. Yeah, that's, this was a sewer budget. It should have made the package, but didn't, so can I get a motion to take Riverview Lofts, Georgia Green Ventures LLC, Riverhead Sewer District Capital Project Budget Adoption off the floor?
I move, resolution 773.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
To take it off the floor now.
Yeah,
Yes.
take it off the floor.
Yeah.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 773 is taken off the floor. Now we'll call Resolution 773.
773 is Riverview Lofts, Georgia Green Ventures LLC for the Riverhead Sewer District Capital Project for a budget adoption. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
No.
Giglio.
Abstain.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right, so Jaden, do you want to stay, or you want to, because we're going to take public comment now from the public, so do you want to stay for public comment, or have you about had enough? It's up to you. What do you think, folks?
You can get up and leave anytime you want.
What?
We may not have any public comments.
You want to stay?
Maybe fast. Huh?
You want to stay? You can stay.
You can
Yeah,
bang the
just let-
gavel to close the meeing.
Yeah, just watch everybody.
All right, well, we'll open a public
I feel
comment.
safer with Jaden.
We, going to open it for public comment.
Well said.
We ask you to limit your comment to 5 minutes. Mr. Mike Foley.
Good afternoon, Sean and Board. My name is Mike Foley. I'm at 43 Woodlawn Drive in Riverhead. Sean, I'd really like to talk to you a little bit for the next couple of minutes about the covenants in planning board applications. I was at a meeting that you chaired last week about the Civic Roundtable. And it was discussed, it was actually started by a different civic, that you deemed the topic inappropriate, and I happen to agree with you. I don't think that was the forum for that kind of a discussion. But I think this is a forum like that. And the reason I wanted to talk to you was that in the very brief answer that you had, you kind of made it sound like covenants on applications that are written into the application by the planning board really don't have a whole lot of importance, because the vibe I got from you was that 3 or 4 covenants that had been written into in an application that need not even be mentioned. It's the philosophy of covenants in a planning board and the role that it takes in Riverhead politics. Planning boards are appointed, you guys appoint them. They do take inferences and they take some direction from the board, because you guys are the guys that kind of give them direction on the importance of their role. So I guess I'd like a comment from you, or an opinion from you, on the import of covenants in applications.
Well, it's not normally, it doesn't have to be a give and take, but I'll explain how covenants work, Mike. The planning board put the covenant on the property, or required the covenant to be put on the property. I'm not even positive, because as an attorney, now I'm going to put my attorney hat on, as an attorney, I don't have a title report that actually says that covenant was filed. So, but anyway, how it works typically is a covenant gets, planning board asks for a covenant. Usually the town board will approve the covenant. I don't ever remember approving the covenant for this particular property. Is the planning board just, they're
No,
following?
the planning board adopts a resolution, and in the resolution of final approval, it states that these covenants must be recorded.
Okay, so the
We
covenant,
approve them
It
when
doesn't
we-
come to the town board.
They
So-
come to us, they get reviewed by Laura. as
They go to the
person.
law department, not to the town board.
She then
can you let
gives
the town attorney answer?
Mhm.
Thank you.
Sure, so what happens is they come to us for approval, we compare it with final resolution from the planning board. If they're in compliance and consistent with what the planning board asked, the applicant's told that the covenant can be filed, they then provide us with a certified copy. I mean, a certified recorded covenant as well as additional copies, which then get returned to us and distributed to the building, planning, and town clerk's office so that everyone knows the covenants have been filed, and then the applicant can go in and pull a building permit at that point in time.
So wait a minute, so in the same way a covenant can get put on the property, the planning board could modify the covenant, or the town board could modify the covenant. So in this particular case, I'm assuming, because I don't have the recorded covenant, that the covenant was put on the property. Bob, do we know if the covenant was put on the property?
I'm fairly certain it was,
Okay.
because we wouldn't have, I think, allowed, there was a period of time when covenants weren't
I remember it
uniformly put
well.
on properties,
I
but
remember it well.
I'd
You
say that-
fixed that as supervisor,
I'd
because
say
I
there's
did
a
it for you.
greater percentage towards the 100% mark than there was back then.
Yeah, so covenant's filed, and the planning board dictates a covenant, covenant's filed. The applicant has come in to ask for relief of that covenant, and because the covenant is between the applicant and the planning board is within its right to grant relief of that covenant. That very same thing has happened here recently with an application for where windrows or high tunnel greenhouses were supposed to go in Calverton. We actually held a public hearing, and really nobody came up and said anything about it, and we amended the covenant. So the covenants are not the constitution of the federal government. They can be amended by the parties.
But it's very rare.
Now, what, once a covenant is, put on, they must follow the covenant. If not, they're in violation of the planning board's resolution granting them permission. So, then the planning board or us can take action against them.
Code enforcement.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so what was the rest of your question?
Well, to follow up on that vein, because I just got 3 different explanations, all of them, all of them were part of the same explanation, and I appreciate that. But now we have a situation where and I don't want to go into a specific one again, but you know what I'm talking about, but the issue here, Sean, is not about the applicant, and it's not about the owner. It's about how covenants can either be in conformance with zoning, or a modification to covenants that were agreed to. Bring an
you're-
application out of the zoning requirements. So I think what we have here is we have, and again, without speaking about the specific, everybody on the dais, and Bob knows what I'm talking about. We have an owner and an applicant that started out with something that fit, in my opinion, directly into the zoning. And then there was an accessory application that was borderline, but it was approved. And there were covenant signs to kind of limit that structure that was signed by the owner and put into the final approval in, I think it was April of this year. And less than 60 days later, 4 of the critical covenant components were not just asked to be modified, but were violated before the modification request came in. They violated the specifics involving parking spaces, music speakers, things that were not abstract. They were black and white. They were either there or they were not there. And there were 4 instances where there were clear-cut violations, where the applicant has now asked for a modification for something that they have already done. And I've heard in other hearings that sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. And I think something like that, when you're talking about really what is going to happen here over the next 2 years under your leadership, assuming you're going to win this election in November, and in the future for planning boards to see what exactly is the pulse of the town board in giving appointments to the planning board. And if the town board is as flexible with progressive changes that ultimately take a location out of compliance, out of the zoning, then where does that stop? We're not just talking about the one owner in existence. We're talking about a number of properties on the historic Sound Avenue corridor that can absolutely look at this application and look at how it progressed into something.
Mike, hold on a second. Okay, Jade, I think your grandparents,
Was my language okay?
Jade, can we get a round of applause for the supervisor for the day? All right, Mike, thank you.
Take it easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We want you to start wrapping it up. You have exceeded the 5 minutes even with our comments.
Sean, I appreciate the extra time, but I would like you to just finally, just come up with your opinion on how these covenant modifications, is it acceptable to look at covenant modifications without considering the fact that additional modifications on agreed-to covenants can actually ultimately not only take the property out of compliance, but give a process precedent for other like-minded owners to go in and compete, turning Sound Avenue into a nightclub strip.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Does anybody else wish to be heard today?
I'd like to hear that opinion too.
Much of
Good
a nightclub
afternoon.
because
Maria Naclario, 573 Sound Shore Road, Riverhead. I first want to say thank you to Mr. Dunleavy and Chief and Geo, who heard us last week regarding our traffic situation on Pier Avenue, Pennies, and Sound Shore Road. You folks did a great job. You put some information out there. You put a barrier. You also put a rolling sign that said local residents only, and you asked for a report card. It didn't work.
Right.
That's the report card. What I would like to do, and I think for my townsfolk would like to do for the Northville area, is possibly get a posted officer there. Because the traffic on Saturday was great, because Mother Nature was in our favor. It rained. Sunday was a disaster again. And there are traffic regulations going into Harbs via our local police, but going down Pennies was still, again, a major disaster. And I'm just asking that we can have an officer posted at that barricade that you so graciously put up.
I'll talk to the chief of police about it. I talked about it Monday with him. Quite frankly, I thought there was an officer posted there, but I will talk to the chief. Chief, we're gonna try it with an officer on this coming weekend. How's that for a talk? Thank you,
Okay.
Chief.
We have problems all over town too, even at Hubbard
Everybody's
Avenue
gonna be at
and
the country fair
the
this
exit
Sunday,
of
so they won't
105.
do it.
So we'll try it. We'll try to put one of our officers or TCOs there to help.
Well, the
Not,
residents
it's
of
not
Northville,
necessarily,
thank you.
they're not
To help
necessarily,
stop the
they're
traffic from
not
coming in.
necessarily gonna be able to stop people, but it'll be a little bit of a deterrent.
Probably
Well,
traffic
the
control
rolling sign
officer.
you have there was fabulous. We walked out of here from that meeting very happy, us Northville residents. And then came Sunday, the backup was all the way down Pier again, and they were using, the old adage, it's roller coaster road. It's back. It's regained its name, and we're uncomfortable with that.
We will try it. We're not gonna be stopping and IDing people, so we
We
will
appreciate
try it
that.
with an officer as a deterrent and see how that works.
See how it works, then we can think about putting a sign up, you know, and try to deter people that way after we see what happens,
Well, we appreciate that.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard today? Yes, miss, did you adopt that dog?
I'm gonna foster him.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
I
Ju-
go along.
Oh,
Okay.
very
I'm
nice.
gonna talk to her tonight, and I'm gonna see if I can take her for a few, week or two, to see if my RSD Foundation will help me train her.
That would be wonderful. Did you want to say something? Because
Yes, I
there's
do,
a
I have a
person.
little bit of a problem.
All right.
First of all, anybody like golf? These are all golf balls.
Okay, stand at the podium and could state your name and,
Depending on where you live, they may be mine.
What a good situation that's going on. My name is Wendy Poole. I live at 19.
what was your name again?
Wendy Poole. I live at 1910 Aldersgate, John Wesley 3.
Right.
I moved in there 3 years ago with my service dog, and we've been having issues with the golf course. In 2005, Buddy Johnson designed the golf course, and the 6th hole is going from west to east. Now, all of our apartments are going west to east. So now all these balls that the people are shooting from on the 6th hole are slicing and going into our buildings and my car, and actually hit my dog before he passed. I have reports here, I have pictures of reports, damaged.
Have you made a complaint to code enforcement?
I've been making a lot of complaints to them, I've been speaking to them personally, to Brian, the owner of, because they were bought out, so
What course is it?
the vineyards.
It's vineyards.
Yeah, the vineyards. It was now the old vineyards, now it's a
Formerly the old
vineyards.
Oh, so, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, I mean, I have multiple damage to all of our,
All right.
and when, the issue is when they were built, they said they were gonna agree to, when they were gonna agree to a berm. Okay, the berm's there, but it's not working anymore. We did request if they can put a tree line in, just a tree line along that, one, and they're claiming, no, we moved the T over to the north side, but now that they did that, it's getting worse. This is one weekend.
All right, so what we're gonna do is Eric Howard is our deputy town attorney. You think he's back from court yet?
The way that court was running today, I doubt it.
All right, the deputy supervisor's right there. If Jill, if you could just take her information, and if Eric Howard.
You'll take the golf balls.
Take them, I don't want them. We
I'm
have,
not sure there's
Well,
a
we
violation.
don't take the
I did meet with both sides.
Right.
we have over
wanna do it,
180
or
golf
not?
balls in each of our houses, because they keep hitting them, and now they're driving on the golf course, half of them bag, I'm sorry to say.
Probably
but
half
they're
of them
driving
is.
all over the back of the private property, and I try to be nice to these gentlemen, please, it's private property, you're in, and they start yelling at me, and I'm like, no, sir, please, just, and literally, we have spackle bucket full, about 8 of them, loaded with golf balls.
All right, so Eric Howard, we're probably, the town attorney's gonna deal with it, because he already had meetings with.
I've met with both sides already, Mr. Slaga, as well as your homeowners association. As I mentioned to them, they may need to bring an action against the golf course. I'm not sure there's a code violation per se.
Yeah, 'cause-
Both sides could put up some structures to prevent this, but neither side seems willing to expend any money to help assist,
Yeah,
from what
because
I'm gathering.
I did speak to them, and we were built, they were built in 2005, we were built before that, and when
Both were approved around the same time.
Yeah,
Both
around the same
received- Both
time.
received approvals, I think it was 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
They were simultaneously approved, so,
Because this is getting out of hand.
All right,
I got
let's take,
windows,
it's not a
cars.
good, this is not a good forum to do this, so let's set up a meeting
Okay,
with you and I guess both sides again, and see if there's any push that we could give, because it may be that it's a private property dispute that we're not necessarily gonna be involved in, but we certainly can use our office to try to resolve that private property
yeah,
dispute.
because, my dog sat outside and got hit and busted his shoulder. I had to rush him to the vet. I'm just trying to help my neighbors. They cannot
Right.
drive, they're on wheelchairs, they're in walkers. I'm just trying to stand
Right,
up for them.
so we're gonna, if you give your contact information, I don't want you to do it over the phone, over the phone, on camera, give it to Jill Lewis, the deputy supervisor. We will try to coordinate another meeting with the town attorney's office and see if we can come, this, this is not the only golf course situation we've had, so we'll see what we can do.
Maybe we can
Seriously,
buy you
anybody
a,
want these golf balls? Because I'm not carrying them no more.
No, just leave them right there. I'll
They
go.
might get-
That's,
No, we can have them.
that's how many balls I need
I don't
just to
pay all
play
that,
a
we
team.
all get it back, I promise.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate
Thank you,
it.
and I hope it works out with that dog.
Well, I'm gonna go and, I'm gonna foster her for a week or two. I'm gonna talk to the
See how it works.
foundation, and I'm with disability, and see if they can help me out.
That would be great. All right, thank you.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
very good.
Thank you for your.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello, Patricia Holland, 626 Sound Shore Road. My neighbor just spoke a few minutes ago about the disaster on Sound Avenue and Sound Shore Road. sitting on my stoop, my front stoop, I could watch the cars. And you can tell who's going 30 miles an hour and who's going fast like this. So I'm willing to give permission to whomever's close to get permission. They can use my stoop with a radar gun and get the guys really fast. And they have to start paying, then they'll stop doing it.
Great.
What we're gonna, Ms. Holland, we will try, because this is an area we might be able to do something. We can't do something in all the areas, but we will try to post an officer there. But again, I'm not gonna have the officers stop cars to ask for ID to go down the road, but at
No,
least as a
no one
deterrent.
cares about
But-
that part, the speeding part.
Yeah, but
Well,
the chief can put radar up there once in a while and see what the cars are doing. Or there's a sign that gives you a percentage of how many cars are going over the speed limit, okay?
So we're gonna try something this week.
Right.
We'll try something additional this week and see
Okay.
if we
That's
can.
great, because then you'll make money for the town.
Actually, it doesn't. We don't get the money. State of New York gets it.
Yes.
We get a
New York.
very tiny little bit.
We write the tickets, the state gets the money.
And we pay the officers' salaries. Go
We get a
figure.
little bit, we get a little bit.
Yeah, $5 a ticket.
We're low man on the totem pole.
Yep.
Does anybody else wish to be heard today?
No.
All right,
I
not
make a
seeing
motion
anybody?
to close the town board meeting. So moved.
Seconded, moved and seconded. Vote please. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, folks.
I was 1 minute.
Let me go get you some money right now.
I was 1 minute late.
You gotta-